Welcome to AnTREXon Gaming. Today I wanted to take a look at the must-play game of 2016. This is actually the first game that I've played this year that was absolutely brilliant, and the game is called Oxenfree. Oxenfree? What's that, you may ask? Well, honestly, even after playing the game and finishing it, still not entirely sure, but you know what, ignoring the silly title and basically everything else that you may ignore this game for, I think this is a title that is totally mind-blowing, and I'm gonna just kind of try to summarize this for you. And as you watch the video in the background, you may actually either agree with me or not, but I definitely recommend that you try this game. Now, this is essentially a horror adventure. It's a 2D game. You play in a two-dimensional environment, but it is obviously in 3 dimensions in terms of models, and it is made on Unity engine, so this is actually a 3-dimensional game. But ignoring the graphics and ignoring the fact that it does kind of looks cartoonish, it is just absolutely brilliant in how they managed to recreate the atmosphere in this game. So essentially, you play as a young girl, as a character that is in her junior year in high school, and she comes to an island with a few of her friends, and then things happen. You may actually not know anything about this game, and I'm gonna try not to spoil it for you, but let's just say that there is a little bit of a hunting going on, and there's a bit of a mystery, and it's a mystery island, and you have to try to solve it, and things go horribly wrong, and you have to solve the problem. This game is made in such a way that you actually have several ways to progress through it. There's no one way to finish it, but you will have several endings at the end depending on the choices you make, and it does have a bit of a replayability value because there's actually quite a lot of secrets across the island that will tell you a little bit more about it and about what's happening and what's going on. Yes, so that's all I'm gonna say without spoiling it for you. But what I actually wanted to mention is what makes this game so unique and so brilliant, and it's really, like I said before, it's the atmosphere. Now, this is made with several layers, and one of those layers is absolutely amazing music and sound. Now, let me just play this a little bit so you can hear it.
Did you see the first half?
See a man about a dog? Yeah, I don't get it either. Try your radio. Maybe that's like a frequency or something. Like if it'll have an effect.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe it'll dance or twitch or something.
So the music here is actually really good. Both the sound effects and the voiceovers, and of course the actual tunes playing in the background, add to the atmosphere of this game and make it so much more interesting. The other thing that makes it more atmospheric is, of course, the visual effects. Now, despite the simple graphics, some of the effects here are actually really cool. You'll actually experience things like sudden flashes that will creep the crap out of you, and also some effects will just make no sense at first, but then you'll start understanding what's going on just because of the way that your screen reacts to things. Now, I don't want to spoil anything by saying what exactly happens in terms of those effects, but they do add a really interesting atmosphere to this particular mysterious island. And of course, the storyline is a very big part of this game, and the storyline here is really well created. You know, you're playing as just a simple character, a girl that's trying to find herself in the world, and she has friends that maybe like her, maybe don't like her as much. And you have so many choices here. You can, try to make stronger bonds with one friend, and then possibly lose another friend, or you can try to satisfy everyone and try to basically be a girl that tries to have a big group of friends that like her a lot. And it does sound a little bit shallow, but the way it's made and the way it's created through dialogue and through choices in that dialogue as you actually progress through the game is actually one of the better ways I've seen this done in any game. Basically, as you walk along to your destination, you'll have these pop-ups and these dialogues that will ask you different questions, and you'll have different responses. And as you answer the questions, you'll actually see little balloons above your friends' heads that will tell you, what they're actually thinking about, or what their impression of a certain situation is. And it's up to you how you react. I mean, you can be a complete and total jerk about everything, which will obviously make you not as popular with your friends, but maybe this is how you want to play the game, and maybe this is how you want to finish it. And at the end of the game, you'll actually obviously have a certain explanation, a certain outcome, depending on the choices you make. Now, this game, in terms of length, is not particularly long. It takes about maybe 4 to 5 hours to finish on the first run, but I would totally consider replaying this simply because I know I've missed a lot of hints, I've missed a lot of secrets, and I also want to see how the game would play out if I were to play differently. On my first playthrough, I was pretty nice to everyone, and I ended up, I'll just say everyone was really happy except for maybe one person. And I just wanted to see what would happen if I were to play completely different, if I was, a total jerk. I was just absolutely mean to everyone, and let's see, just, something that I would not usually do. And let's see what actually would happen, or I would like to actually see what would happen if I was playing differently. The main reason I actually want to recommend this game is because in terms of the gameplay and in terms of the combination of music, atmosphere, and everything else, this title is just absolutely incredibly engrossing. You'll be actually sitting there completely unaware of the environment around you, trying to finish the game, and this is exactly what happened to me. I sort of wanted to try it at first, and then I stuck with it for the first 4 hours. I could not stop, and it's one of those games that it's really hard to put it down. Now, obviously, it'd be nice if the story was a little bit longer, but I think for what this game is worth, it's totally the right length as well, especially since there's replayability value, and especially since it does have so many different secrets to discover. But what else can I say about this game? Well, I actually wanted to compare it to some of the few games that I remember engrossing me so much and capturing my attention for so long. And one game that comes to mind is actually really old. It's the original Blade Runner game from Electronic Arts. That was an adventure game that had a very similar atmosphere, a lot of mystery behind it, a lot of different choices you could make, and some choices would actually reflect on your ending. Like, I think if you actually never played the game, one of the main endings was that you either turn out to be an android or you turn out to be a human, and that was a pretty big choice there. So in this game, there's actually something similar going on, where you can actually make a choice that will really change your gameplay and will actually have a huge ramifications in your ending. So that's one game that comes to mind when I'm thinking of good games that capture my attention. But obviously there's some other games that it's so hard to put them down, and this is definitely one of them. And so Oxenfree is probably one of the first few games of 2016 that I'm going to say you have to play. This is a game that is a must play, and it came out of nowhere. I honestly did not expect it at all. I know that some people were following this game, but I wasn't one of those people, and it is just blew my mind, and this is definitely 10 out of 10 and is the must play of the year. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say about it. Hopefully you'll give this game a chance, and the link for this game or where to get it is in the description below. Thank you for watching, and game you later. Bye bye.
Is this? What is this? What does this mean? Who are you?